That's me. And today we have special guests. Um, okay, more gain. Perfect. Well, again, hello, Electric Café, that on Monday. Our special guests today, Milk Me, Catherine, and Josh.
Thank you for having us.
Hello. Would you like to maybe say a few words? What is Milk Me? Who are you guys? Why are you here?
Yeah, sure. So Milk Me it's the two of us, our company, I guess. So with this, we do the booking and curation of Urban Spree, the venue in Berlin, and have for many years. We also have our own booking agency where we have a roster of artists. We also handle most of the booking, the in-house booking for your label, for the Aufnahme und Wiedergabe.
And for me?
And for, we are your agents.
Yeah. I mean, especially you and me have long history.
We have a long history.
As Urban Spree is also the place where I'm hosting shows for quite some time now. And Catherine, you came to Urban Spree and to Make Me when?
It was 3 years ago. Yeah. So I joined Josh when Nico from Urban Spree left, and then we decided to do also our own thing. And yeah.
So, how do I have to imagine typical Milk Me day?
It's a disaster. absolute disaster. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, we're just, at the moment, it depends what's happening. Like the last few years have been so chaotic and so crazy, as you know. You know, I guess 3 years ago, Milk Me was something that was created in order to do a lot of the strange shows at Urban Spree. That didn't really fit, with the Urban Spree programming. So whenever Nico had some sort of crazy idea that he wanted to do, we would do it under Milk Me instead of Urban Spree. So, and then for many years, it was just handling the curation of Urban Spree and working with like promoters like yourself and Ricky and, Grey Zone and all of these beautiful people, and just trying to facilitate that whole thing and make it run all of the shows, do lights, do the hosting, welcome the bands. And then I guess over the last years, it's developed into a lot more. During the pandemic, we started doing an episode series, which we just released one with you. We have a new one coming out with Maggot Heart in sometime soon. And we're just, at the moment, we're just focused on getting everything back on track, trying to book shows for our artists around Europe, handling the Urban Spree curation, but then also running the events, being in the room most days, running lights, and then learning how to edit videos and so forth for all of the episodes. I don't know, do you have anything?
Yeah, no, I think that, and also we launched Milk Me Radio a few months ago, where we invite friends to do either a mix or interview or podcasts. Anything that they want to do. We don't have really guidelines for that, and just that they want to express themselves.
Yeah, I think we got very focused during the pandemic on really showcasing things.
Yeah, also create kind of platform, because
exactly.
An agency, an event manager, and many things that create everything like a kind of platform. So,
exactly. Yeah, we started. We had so many conversations about. You and me spoke about this so many times about all of the things that we did over all of the years, all the shows that we booked, and there's literally like no documentation of it in any way whatsoever. Yeah. So during the pandemic, which is really good, yeah. But I think now that once we had the time, we realized that we kind of had the capacity to actually film some of it and record some of it, and like you say, create a platform. So we started the episode series and the radio, like Catherine was saying, like most of the sets on it at the moment are live from Urban Spree. And it's literally like as simple as putting up, you know, our little Tascam recorder and recording the sets with all of our friends, you know, who are coming into play, and just trying to like, create a platform to document some of the stuff that's happening and some of the things that like we really believe in, you know, because we really do believe in everything that we're doing.
Also, because with the recording, you become like kind of database of the sounds of the artists. I mean, their performance.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's a sharing and creating and promoting. We can
Exactly.
say, right?
Yeah, putting it all under one umbrella. Yeah.
And well, you guys, or we were very lucky during the pandemic, both summers, that we at least could use the beer garden at Urban Spree to do a few things. And you guys were curating the program there. We did the New Beat Sunday every week, and I guess a lot of the recordings from Make Me Radio are from this period.
Exactly.
And,
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's also getting some stuff out for the people who are not able to.
Exactly, the people, and also for the people that were there. And I think that like over the pandemic also allowed, because we were very lucky, like you say, that we were still able to have that outside area where we could do things. And I think Catherine like you brought in like a lot of artists over summer that perhaps wouldn't have been able to come and play with us before, you know, like, I don't know, do you want to?
Yeah, I mean, we had all the Franz Scala crew, like the slow motion records, Italian dance wave people. We also had now Local Suicide that played quite a lot this summer, and we're still doing parties with them now in Urban Spree, because luckily we could now reopen the inside venue since, I think, 30th of September was the first show with Maron Humanos and Philip DJing.
What did change for you since the venue opened up inside? I mean, apart from you losing your voice, obviously.
Yes, that happened over the weekend. It's more that now the beer garden thing is like we can only host DJs, and I think the inside is like we can have a brighter music-wise, like a brighter more genres.
Concert,
Yes, yeah. There is more room, I think. Also, you can close a room, so what happens in there is magic. Other than a garden outside is more for everyone to come over, and so I think I'm happy we can start some punk shows again, and I think that's where I lose my voice.
So I think we can just start to show to these guys the music that really you love, and your music. For us to show, we have vinyl, tape, and digital. So it's a kind of shaping of the years, you know, from the tape to the vinyl and to the CD. What we have now on the platform, right?
We bought a bunch of records from home, and a lot of these actually all of these records are records that we got actually in the concert room, you know, from bands like after their set, after they were playing. Actually, I lied. This one, you gave me this one.
But actually, yes, but I gave it to you.
You probably gave it to me in the concert room.
Actually, when we did the Offener Wiedergabe Boiler Room.
Exactly,
That was when that came out then.
Yeah, so we did. I mean, a few years ago, we were obviously talking about all of the things that we've done over the years. A few years ago, we did 3 Soft Moon shows in a row. Which was just cool. It was really, really great. And it was...
every night with a different support act.
Exactly. Yeah. And Philip is now going to play... We just booked you for Growlzone Festival. And Lewis, who is Soft Moon, is launching his new project there. And he's coming back. So this is... and then this record is a remix from Imperial Black Unit, who are dear friends that we love very much. And... It was released on your label. So I thought with all of those kind of points, how many more connections can we have on one record? So this is the Imperial Black Unit remix of Like a Father.
Okay, maybe let's cut that here because that track is going another 10 minutes. That was Moira Numanos in a remix from Delicia, if I pronounce that correctly. Delicia. Moira Numanos, they also have quite a special standing in the Make Me agency and in our hearts.
Yeah, so we also do the booking for Moira Numanos, Carmen and Thomas from Argentina, and we are big fans, I think. And also during the lockdown, we filmed an episode about them. That's gonna be, it's in editing right now and gonna be released soon. About they are playing also the art of Thomas, that's doing a lot of collages, and yeah, that's
Also, Mono Monos were one of the live acts for the United We Stream that you guys organized at Spree.
Deaf disco house band back in the days.
Oh yeah. It was. I know Carmen Zuma longer than you actually. Talking about you also running party label now, platform called Vital Function.
Yes, so that's actually how we both met. So Vital Function was I think now we can say is again because shows are happening again. It's an event range trying to put together synth punk and electronic music, and that we also we did 3 shows at Urban Spree. And then, COVID came and we decided to actually do a tape called Raser les murs. Raser les murs is a French expression, a meaning like putting down the walls. And in French it also means that you have to hide because you're afraid or something And on this tape, there are basically bands that played for us, like Braco, bands that we booked, but it didn't happen, like Dam Area, who we hope that we will have them be able to host them again next year. And it's also Carmen from Manos that took this picture from, she did the cover basically for that. We have still some available if you want to buy some.
Maybe let's listen to something of it.
And so I think we can listen to Gewalt, which we're actually doing the international booking for them. And they also have a new release coming soon and a video release this Thursday in Berlin. So.
And they were the other band next to Mono Monos that played.
United We Stream. Yeah, it's all linked.
And we actually listened to the actual tape. Catherine brought a tape deck, and so let's see how that works.
Ich Ich habe keine Freunde und keine Tränen. Ich bin von Sinn. Ich spür mein Leben mir entrinnen. Es ist so süßlich, ich kann nicht schlafen. Ich habe Angst, fühl mich nicht sicher. Schaff ich allein, kommen Sie, trinken mir ins Gesicht. Schaff ich bei Ihnen, wenn Sie mich lassen. Nehmen Sie mein letztes Stift. Ich rieche süßlich nach Eiter und Pisse. Meine Hände verwühlen den Zorn. Geschunden, geschwollen sind einzige Risse. Meine Hände sind einzige Risse. Geschunden, geschwollen, verwühlen den Zorn. Meine Hände sind einzige Risse. Entschuldigen Sie die Störung. Hat der eine oder andere einen Groschen oder was zu essen für mich? Das ist mein Revier. Das ist mein Revier. Das ist mein Revier. Ich stoß den Penner an die Wand. Das neue Gold heißt Franz. 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 Ich will Krieg. Ich will das Elend spielen. Mein Kopf wird klar. Ich werde mich nicht mehr rühren.
Okay, so now we're going to hear a track from Maggot Heart, which is a great local band that we've worked with for many years. Who it came together. The lead singer of Maggot Heart is a person called Linnea Olsen, that we've worked with for many years, and her husband is Ricky from Swamp Booking, who of course we've booked. You know, he's the agent for many bands that you have booked, which we then hosted in Urban Spree. And yeah, during the lockdown, we filmed a Milk Me episode with Maggot Heart. They were invited to play at Roadburn Festival, and so they had to do some filming, you know, to preview some new songs for Roadburn Festival because it was online this year. So we took the opportunity to get actually back inside the Urban Spree concert room, and we set them up on the floor. We set them up on the floor for a few days and recorded maybe like a 45-minute live set and like a half an hour interview, you know, and I mean, they've played Urban Spree many times, and they're going to play again on the 3rd of December, which we're going to announce this week. Actually, we started doing with everything opening up again, you know, like there's obviously the capacity for so many bands to play, but a lot of the international touring bands, you know, it doesn't happen like this. They have to put together their festival, they have to put together their tours. It's all surrounded around releases. So we saw that, like, for the last 3 months of the year, there wasn't so much happening. So we reached out to all of the, you know, the local bands that we love, and we put together a Milk Me Presents series. You know, all super cheap. It's all €10 entry. All the profit goes to the bands, so that everybody, a kind of like celebration of a reintroduction into live music and local live music, you know, and people who have been involved in the scene for many years and done great things, you know, and have been sitting at home on their asses, you know, for a few years. Well, not, you know, not on their asses, but sitting at home wishing that they could play, you know. And so, yeah, so this is a band that we both love very much. And this is Maggot Heart with Strange Women.
So here we are back and again. So, Josh, we're talking about before. There is also a nice things that I want to talking about. I mean, we are suffering. We was in silent. We are suffering the pandemic, everything about the virus. But let's show what's happening in Berlin. So we was working. So also Meet Me show like how they was working behind the scene before that. Now we have again the chance to return in the game. We can say like that.
Yeah, totally.
You know, right? And you guys now you are ready to propose a lot of things, like you said before. Of course, in that moment that there we need to wait a moment also about many bands that they need to arrange the tour and everything, maybe for the American whatever. But that time is really great, and also to integrate in the future to have more locals. And that's also can be an input to around the world for give us some time also pleasure to give exposure and possibility to the people living the place that also can give what they have in
exactly, which is totally
in their
important,
box,
you
right?
know. Yeah,
Right?
and this is something that we've always championed over the years,
Right.
you know. Yeah.
That's really important. I think because they can also create what the scene in the moment have in the hands, you know, because they are locals, so they can.
Yeah,
you
totally,
know,
totally.
can
I mean, it's the sonic,
You know?
expression of what is
Exactly.
actually happening in the city, or the sonic representation of what is
Exactly,
actually happening in
exactly.
the city. Yeah.
And that's really important. For that reason, you create, like I said before, the radio, the concert, and the bookings, many things that you already have it done before of the virus.
Yeah, sure.
But nowadays, also you invent the radio, many things. Also because that was said before, Philip, it was really interesting that also with this possibility about the radio, you can show also people that maybe have no chance to get released in records or something. So you get voice
Right.
to the people.
And
That's,
also like
you know,
a different point of it, you know, a live version of it, you know, like we've been, of course, as wonderful as releases are, you know, like they're really predominantly completely focused on things
Yeah.
recorded in the studio, thought out, you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and that's brilliant and that's wonderful, but there's a certain magic in the chaos of something that happens
Of
live,
course,
you know,
exactly, yeah, sure.
and I think that's what excited us about that certain thing, right?
But also because that what we miss also, right?
And also to catch the moment. I think
Right.
like when you record a live, it's just happening there. You can't like change anything then anymore, and it's like just
Yeah.
a bit like the
Yeah, because
rough thing about
you can print
music.
the real emotion. You
Yeah.
can edit, you can change it. It was the motion of the same time you produce the music. That's amazing. That's why we lose something. That's, I think, we suffer a lot, but that period maybe that's really great to create something, to get possibility to the others and create and don't stop, because we never give up. What we have now in the pipeline.
Well, before that, actually, I wanted to also ask. There is a few things coming up already. Now you mentioned already the Maggot Heart show, and then this weekend there's the next Choke event. Something that we're doing together with the label.
Yes,
and
so-
Make Me. Want to tell a few words about Choke and where this idea came from?
Choke was, if I remember correctly, and I'm not sure that I do, I believe that it was something that you and me developed over Messenger when we were still writing each other on Messenger many years ago, to kind of celebrate Christmas together. Because I was obviously here and my family's in Australia, and we developed this Choke Festival, which we did a few times.
I think an idea was also to have it between Christmas and New Year's Eve. To
Right.
not have a New Year's Eve party, because, as we said, that's the
Exactly.
night when all the amateurs are going out.
Exactly, and
So-
also we're celebrating your birthday then. So, but yeah, so we developed this Choke Festival, and it was always just super fun. And now, as things have been reopening, we took the name, dropped the word festival, and we're starting like a monthly series, a monthly event called Choke. I don't know, maybe you want to explain the concept of the evening to everybody.
Well, I mean, the idea of the Choke Nights is mostly, I guess, that we showcase artists, but don't announce them. So, which
Specifically from Aufnahme and Milk Me.
and friends,
yeah.
yes,
And friends,
exactly,
yeah.
So we also get some people the chance to maybe they don't have a big name yet, but we believe in their talent, and so making people actually. Not knowing what to expect, but from the one
so we
did
don't-
already, I can say it's
Exactly,
fun.
exactly. So basically, as a result, we don't announce who's playing, and we will never announce who's playing.
That's the way. It's underground in this.
Yeah. So it's based around the fact that it's curated by us, and that it's going to be great.
Yeah, next Friday. Is this Friday?
This Friday,
Oh,
the
it's great.
29th.
Yeah. And also another thing that you guys are doing soon is you're participating at the Krakow Festival. Right.
Yeah, exactly. So Krakow Festival is, obviously run by, well, not obviously, but it's run by Nico Doister from Killikill, who I met through Nico Defave, from Urban Spree. And Nico from Killikill is just one of the legends of Berlin. Such a kind and beautiful man. And him with his wife Katinka have been running the Krakow Festival for many years, and they always ran it over 3 different venues. I believe one was at they always did a night at the old Griesmüller.
Yes,
If I remember, they always did one night somewhere else.
It was Griesmüller. The other one, it was the Urban Spray when they do the label showcase.
Exactly.
And they used different location that
As
like
the third.
Silent Green was last time,
Right.
and many other things.
Suicide Club.
They
yeah.
use also the crematorium when they participate with a kind of an accepted rave.
Right.
So
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Kill ran this Krakow Festival for many years ago, and really underground. They're really every time searching in another way. They know looking on the trend, what's happened.
Exactly.
They just try to give something different, something another way, and I think this year is really curious because I think they really manage in another way.
Yeah.
They really give a lot of chance to really more also experimental music and also many other kind of music, and it's really nice because you are involved with the thing about Urban Spray, but in both.
In the urban,
both.
exactly. So we will
show what's happened.
Yeah, so we will. Every year for the Krakow Festival, they would always do. The last day was always at Urban Spree, and we'd always have a big party and celebration together. And we always talked about, developing the idea into funny things, And now that they've been, now that it's going to be online this year, we will actually
Partly.
travel to.
It's also
Partly, sorry, of
happening in
course,
Berlin
yeah.
as well,
So this section that I'm talking about is online. So we will travel together to Paris in a van with all of the Milk Me crew that worked on us through the episode series.
Amazing. Yeah.
And we will arrive at Nico's boat in Paris, which is called the Urban Boat.
Yeah.
And we will basically do what we've now labelled as some sort of art performance on Nico's boat, which will be a live streamed fly on the wall dinner party / event. It will have musicians in the corner performing all night over about something between 4 to 8 hours, depending on what happens. We will have a large dinner party on the boat, hosted by Nico from Urban Spree, and set up by Nico from Killikill, and we're going to take some artists with us. We have some flying in, and it's going to be just amazing.
So this year, the Kill presented the Krakow Festival on Real, so you can go in Berlin in a physical place, and you can also have other part of the festival on internet, so on the website. That's amazing. They cross together the World website and the real life, and this is the future. This is the future.
This is, I have to say, this is something that a lot of people asked me when the when the pandemic was, really, really at its full strength, they're like, what do you think of streaming?
Yeah.
And people were in this mindset of it's one or the other. And I always said it's not one of the other. I love the idea of like normal shows coming back, like attended, physical person shows coming back. But then with all of these new skills that we've learned, with streaming, with recording, with doing things, and allowing the possibilities for things like this to happen, so that people who love music but they might be sick, or people who have small children and they can't attend shows, that they can still participate in everything, and that everything can be documented, everything can be seen, everything can be shown. It doesn't need to be necessarily limited to just the people that can be in the room, and that's
brilliant,
cool.
Also, because we need to also thinking about that. Also, not only the people just living in Berlin that can participate of Krakow Festival. No, around the world they can have a window and watching what's happened. That's great. Also, they get the correct television, so they get many things. So watch out for Milk Me. Watch out for the new Krakow. You say?
No, for the Krakow Festival, it's actually the first time that we're gonna play together. So and we have also us both doing some kind of hybrid. You will see.
You guys play together on the board.
Yes.
That's great. That's great. That's all I didn't understand. That's
great. And one of our new bands called HLM, which is Andrew Claristige / Acid Wash new band, also hybrid, and I think that Nico will DJ, right?
Yes, and Nico.
So the hosts of the dinner maker, the oyster maker, will also DJ on that night.
We really have to get Nico over here one day. So Nico, next time you're in Berlin,
take the boat.
You doing that vital function stuff, but you also have your other project on the side. Apart from Josh being a amazing solo musician and also played in a couple of bands before, but you were working during the pandemic also on a new project called Total Temporary.
Yes.
You want to say a few words about that?
Yeah, so Total Temporary was a project that I put together with two friends. A visual artist / painter called named Hiroyatsu Tsuri from Japan, and a filmmaker, an experimental filmmaker named Christiania Kruger from the Canary Islands. And the three of us have been friends for many years, and always wanted to do something and to collaborate together, And so we were doing it in ways before, like if I was working on a musical piece and needed a film clip or something, one of the easy ways was that Christiania would do the film clip, or that Hiro would do or we would lend some music to one of Christiania's films, or, vice versa or something like this. But we never really, it took us a long time to find something where we could really collaborate together. So we came up with this idea, Total Temporary, which was based around, I had this idea, I started to get obsessed with the idea of Western funeral music, this very deep, dark, somber, slow, droney, march style music. And all of the scales, the minor scales that are involved in that, all of the somberness. And then we started to speak, and Hiro, who is Japanese, is from the East, and he started to talk about the idea of Eastern funeral music being very celebratory, being very happy, being very upbeat, the gamelan, music, for example. And from this, we sort of started to develop like a bit of a blueprint for the different ways that, people, cultures and so forth, look at life, look at death, look at life, and the way that they kind of go about everything as a result. So we started to put this process together where we would create Eastern and Western, what started as Eastern and Western funeral music, coupled with video footage that we would travel around Europe and, other places and film all together of people that we would met. Interviews, very, very, very raw footage, like old men that we would meet, just in a random bar, and we would sit and talk with for a while, and we would start to film them and talk about their lives. And then we started to couple this with a lot of Hiro's large scale painting, because he's a large scale muralist. He paints big murals, 10 meters high and 20 meters long. And so we started to make these short films, these movies where we started to make the music for. We started to document people's lives and their different stories. And he would, animate over the top of the footage, and we would try and tell a story, of the three people who come from different artistic mediums, but who have kind of similar concepts around life.
That's what I experienced this summer. It was this.
Exactly.
It was wonderful. Guys.
Yeah. So
I can imagine now what you play. So I remember that.
So we do, and then we started to do live performances, where we would play the music live, and Christian would take many projectors and show his movies in a very abstract way throughout an art gallery.
I remember it was amazing.
And Hiro would paint on big perspex glass, that would then become very chaotic. It's hard to explain.
I remember also with the light projection, so the image go round good like 3D.
Exactly. And we would start to create these 3D installations based around the three elements that we have, being film and painting and music, and we would all work on each of the elements together.
That's amazing, because that's creativity. You got it in the milk also, so it's really a powerful things, because you guys are artists, a better artists who can do it, because they know what they need, what you need to do it, and everything, and I have full of passion of art. It's really amazing. Really amazing, because I also experienced, guys, what he said today, and I experienced by real, and it was really emotional, and it's really direct, and it was a really kind of communication. Maybe through now the music that you play, they can understand.
What do you want to hear? The start, or?
It's your choice.
When you introduce me the things that you showed me the first, like you said, that's right. You need to. Journey.
Right, the intense.
Okay.
Right. Can you hold this for a second?
It was amazing, guys. It was just a journey into the colors and sounds. Yeah. Just a moment, because we need to check it out. Yeah. Without headphone. You want a headphone?
Yes. Let me cue it in.
So one of the performances got documented and is available on vinyl, which we will now listen to, right?
Yeah, so I would take the move from one movement into the next. So this is kind of a meditative movement that we made into the kind of explosion.
Okay, that was a little excerpt from the Total Temporary record, which is still available to purchase online, right?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Maybe.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought so. Well, okay. Well, anyway, we are at the end of today. Thanks a lot to Me,
Yeah,
Ashwin,
thanks
Josh.
guys to join us.
I'm gonna see you guys on Friday at Urban Spree. Max, you're coming?
This Friday,
Yeah.
no, because I'm in Tbilisi, the 29. Check it out.
Okay, cool. So we're all busy
Sorry,
again. So it's actually good. Yeah. But yeah,
So,
thank you.
take care. Thanks, guys, and see you soon. Peace.
Goodbye.